after having the opportunity to drive the E46 M3, I think it was time to make a video showing the 5 best things about this car. Now, these are things that I believe are the best, of course. Getting to know the car, getting to know the ins and outs. Just a heads up, this is not the manual version of the E46. I know, people love the manual version of it. This is also the convertible top, but this is a 2006, and so please know the SMG shifter. So this is a review or a look at the 5 best things of the SMG E46. And so the first thing that I would say, and I think this would agree with both types of BMWs, of course, the looks of this car, guys. This car is absolutely stunning. Everything from the lump on the hood, the huge fenders in front with the large intakes, the rear diffuser in back with the quad exhaust, all the M badges. This car, they did not spare money and they did not spare time putting the M3 badges on this car. They're everywhere. The M badges on the dash, M badges on the steering wheel, M on the bolsters here. If you look at the seats, you have M right here. It is absolutely everywhere, guys. Like, you know when you step in this car that this is an M3. This isn't just a 325 or, you know, a 330. This is an M3. And so I think you're getting bang for your buck. You're getting a lot of what you're paying for, because you want an M3. Oh, they gave it to you. The looks are definitely there. So I mean, to me, it's absolutely one of the best things about the car, the looks. Number 2, the uniqueness of the car. And what I mean by that, if you would put the standard E46 325 and this M3, it's apples and oranges. It is like another car. Although the chassis and the body essentially is the same, a lot of the parts, suspension, engine upgrades that BMW did to it, it's a unique car. Like, it drives completely different, it sounds completely different, it feels completely different. You would swear that you're in another car. All the good stuff from the standard version is retained in this car and made better. And so I've driven a 325 as standard. That's a fantastic car. Great everyday car, great daily driver. And this just expands upon that times 100. So it's a great thing. The branding as well in terms of the badges. So the fact that this car is just unique, it's an M3. Even if people don't know, because there are people out there who don't know what the heck an M3 is, they look at this car and they're like, this I haven't seen before. I don't think I've seen before. Did this guy do all this stuff to this car himself? Number 3, the SMG. I think, and I would argue, that the SMG, when it's really doing what it's supposed to do, when it's driven by someone who knows what it's doing, it's absolutely one of the best things about this car. Now, I would also argue that the SMG is one of the worst things about the car. That will be for another video. There are just things about the SMG that are not perfect. It's not a perfect system. You need to know how to drive it. It's very different from driving a manual. I wouldn't say very different. If you know how to drive a manual stick shift, you could drive an SMG, but it's different. There are different things you need to pay attention to. The car drives in a different way. What I absolutely love, guys, is when I'm in 4th now, 3rd, 2nd, putting your foot down, how it just revs when you're in 2nd going to 3rd. It goes to the next gear. Absolutely awesome. That is awesome. The sound right there. It's amazing when the car is high revs, when you're quickly downshifting into 2nd gear and basically flooring the car. That's when the car shines. I don't care who you are, what kind of race car driver you are, you cannot shift like this transmission. It is not the fastest transmission out there. Now BMW has dual clutch transmission, and they have, oh my goodness, perfected that to the 10th degree. Number 4, the engine. I like the engine. I think the engine is great. I think it's one of the best things about the car. Do I think it's one of the best things in a BMW car I've ever driven in? Or saying the best BMW engine? No, and that's not what I'm saying, right? That's not what this video is about. But I think for a 6-cylinder, pumping out 333 horsepower in, what, the early 2000s? This is a 2006, but you have to know that this engine was used, I mean, going back really far. Like, this is a very classic engine, and the fact that they were able to get almost 350 horsepower out of it is amazing. It sounds really good. Again, I don't think it sounds as good as the M5, no way. I mean, I'm comparing a 6-cylinder to a V8, maybe not fair. But for what it is, for what you're getting for the car, that's a very light, small package, I think it's pretty good. I went home, I was grabbing some food, and I was at a stoplight, and I was like, is the engine on? Like, I really didn't know it was on. No vibrations, no shaking, nothing like that. And so it was very surprising to feel that. Right, and finally, this is what I think out of all the 5 is the absolute best thing about this car. I don't think anything matches it to what I've driven. The handling, guys. BMW M Division has gotten the handling of this car absolutely perfect. I don't know if they could have done it better. Maybe they could have, but I don't think they needed to. This car, this size, this weight, this engine for the handling is absolutely perfect. I have no qualms about it. I think it's the best handling, one of the best handling cars, if not the best handling car I ever driven, that I've taken to the limit in that sense. It is surreal. It is surreal. You can be going 60 and take a turn pretty hard, where in another car you'd be scared to do that. This car just goes bloop. It just turns. It grips the road. No flex in the chassis. There's so much confidence because, in fact, like, your confidence is less than the car. The car has tons more confidence. You might turn a little less, saying, "Oh, I don't know if the car can take it." It can take more. This one I am selling. It has 57, almost 58,000 miles on it. Absolutely fantastic car. 06 last model. So if you guys are interested in that, just let us know. Please leave a like. Thank you for subscribing and supporting us and sharing this video. I will see you guys next time.